Now to welcome back to the Harvey Norman Lounge on Pet Corner, emergency vet nurse and dog trainer, Kelly McFarlane. Morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
So you were just telling me just before we started this on-air chat that you've seen an increase of dog bites since daylight savings kicked in. So why the increase?
I think firstly, obviously we've got daylight savings, so now more and more people are getting out there walking their dog, probably a lot more. And some of these dogs may have not been walked very often during the winter months because it's been pretty bad, and excitement levels are probably pretty rife now.
So when we're talking about dog bites today, we're talking about dogs biting other dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think the dogs that do bite are always like this, or could they be overexcited? I mean, what's the story?
Yeah, different reasons. I mean, a couple of incidents we've seen, these dogs have actually intentionally ran up to another dog and bit them on the bum.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so they haven't done what they should be doing with regards to the correct way to meet and greet. There are others who it's excitement levels, and all of a sudden that excitement surges so much that the only way really to go is then to tip into aggression.
Okay, so biting them on the bum's obviously not how you greet. How should they be greeting?
They should be sniffing each other's bums.
A sniff is fine?
A nibble is not okay. Nibbling is not okay. Not taking a chunk out of it.
Okay, so what should the owner do if the dog has bitten someone else's dog?
I think firstly, again, it depends on the owner. Just be a little bit courteous. Most people are pretty mortified if their dog does the so-called wrong thing. I think it's really important that they don't potentially threaten the other person and the other dog owner, which does happen. And sadly, I had an incident like that a few weeks ago personally. And so their attitude can really determine what the outcome will be for themselves and their dog.
Which is crazy. So their dog bites your dog and then they get aggro with you.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
People do a lot of things
that make no sense.
Yes.
That's very true. So what should I do, say, if my dog is bitten when I'm out for a walk at the beach or somewhere?
Again, a lot of the time, don't panic. The first thing for people is if their dog gets bit, they start panicking, especially if they see blood. But the main thing is, get the owner's details if they're willing to cooperate and work with you. Ideally as well, depending on the incident and what happened. So was it unprovoked and did the dog just run up and bite your dog on the bum? Then really, that does need to be reported to the dog control as well, and they would need to be involved.
What's the etiquette with payment for vet services if your dog is bitten by somebody? Do they pay, or?
A lot of the time the owners unfortunately have to pay that bill themselves. There are some good people out there who, will come along and foot the bill, as I think they should do. Their dog did do the wrong thing. But yeah, majority of people end up footing the bill themselves.
So you mentioned dog control before. What happens to the dogs if dog control gets involved?
It depends again on the severity of the incident and what's actually happened, and again also the attitude of the owner can again determine what the outcome will be. But usually they'll generally pay that person a visit, have a chat with them, get their side of the story, as well as the other person whose dog was bitten, and then from there decide whether it would just be a fine, whether it's just a talking to, and kind of.
What happens if the dog is a serial biter?
If the dog is a serial biter, then potentially it might go and be given what we call an infringement of the Menacing Dogs Act. So they would need to wear a muzzle in public, stay on leash in public places as well.
And how is that monitored?
Usually, unfortunately for dog control, they're not around everywhere, but as I say, if they're consistently reported, then that person will end up going to court. So
can the dog be helped if dog is a biter by a trainer to prevent them from biting again?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of help there. I think sadly what tends to happen is, an incident happens, people panic, they hope it'll never happen again and continue on with their daily life, and then what starts to happen is there is a pattern forming. So yes, a lot of these dogs can be helped. I wouldn't say all of them because it depends on what the situation is and also what is actually causing the animal to bite other dogs.
Okay, there could be all sorts of reasons. Psychological issues as well?
And what was that?
Psychological issues as well?
Yeah, I mean, just like people, sometimes they can be wired a little bit not so great. So, there's lots of different reasons.
So what would your key piece of advice be when you're walking your dog around other dogs?
I think the main thing is, some of the beaches I go to, maybe because I've got the trained eye, I sometimes look at things in horror, but, is going to beaches, parks, looking at, where are the dogs, are they off leash? Are they actually playing well, or are they all getting into scraps? Are the owners actually paying attention, or are they just busy having their coffee and a catch-up with, one of the local neighbours?
Well, that's sometimes it's an ideal time to do that, though, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
But just you've got to keep an eye on your dogs as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly, well, thank you so much. Been very interesting. Now to our pet of the week. Congratulations to Buster. $50 to spend at petpost.co.nz is on its cute Buster is on its way to your owner, Jess Salmon from Auckland. And if you would like to enter your pet, and it can be any type of pet, just upload a pic on our Facebook page.